Social media, they generally go hand in hand, but how can parents know their kids are safe online? Joining us now is Dana Geldwart of Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, parents, this is top of mind for them because their kids are constantly asking, can I get a phone? And then they get a phone and then they have to have the social media on there. So talk a little bit about how parents can set some limits, specifically maybe time limits or help them manage what their kids are doing on social media.
Absolutely. So at Meta, we really want to give parents and teens ways to navigate social media together. That's why we launched our supervision tools because it really empowers parents to be able to manage their teens' experiences online. So with parental supervision, a parent can view how much time their teen is spending on Instagram, and they can also set daily time limits for their teen. So if you don't want your teen spending any more than 1 hour on Instagram, you can do that with supervision. You can also set blocking hours for the platform. So if you're concerned about your teen scrolling on Instagram when they're supposed to be doing homework or when they're meant to be at school and focusing in class, you can set those blocking hours with supervision. There are a
That's
few other
wonderful. Yeah, because a lot of kids you think they're in bed, but no, they're not.
Exactly, exactly. And that's a really good point too, because just yesterday, we launched something called nighttime nudges. We know parents are always concerned about what their teens are doing at night, making sure they're getting enough sleep. So we launched a tool where it will actually send a notification to your teen if they are scrolling on Instagram between the hours of 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. And it will encourage them to close the app and take a break.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Take a break. That's something, on Instagram because they could just go and go forever, can't they? And I get it because I do the same thing.
Exactly. Well, we do really want to empower young people to have the tools and the controls to be able to manage their experiences. So if they feel like they're scrolling for too long, as I mentioned earlier, you can turn on Take a Break. And that's a tool that will send you a notification every 10 minutes of continuous scrolling, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it is that you choose. And it'll send you a notification saying, hey, you've been scrolling for 20 minutes straight. Maybe it's time for you to get off Instagram and go invest in something else.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Very helpful to parents and kids, too. They may not know it yet, but it's very helpful. I think the other thing when we think about social media is kids talk about bullying and things like that. So talk a little bit about hidden words and what that is.
Sure. Hidden Words is our tool to make sure that teens don't have to see certain language or content that they don't want to see. So it's really important that teens have positive, supportive experiences online. With Hidden Words, they're able to identify the types of words, phrases, hashtags, even emojis that they don't want to see pop up in their direct messages or on their comments, and we will aim to not show that type of content. So say your teen says they don't want to see the snake emoji in their comments. With Hidden Words, this would remove those comments from any post that your teen puts up.
Wow. I think kids are really technologically savvy, so they know how to use all these programs. Parents maybe not as much. So how do parents get access to these tools? How do they find how to use them? Is it right there in the app or where do they go?
Absolutely. Well, you can find it directly within the app, but you can also go to familycenter.meta.com. That's where you can access all of our parental supervision tools and also some resources from leading experts in child psychology, digital literacy, youth well-being to help you navigate some of those thorny and tricky conversations with your teens about social media.
It's such a hard topic sometimes because you want to be a cool parent and you want them to like you, but you also have to be a parent and make sure that they're safe and that they're okay as well. And I know Facebook started when I was in college, when it first got started, and things have changed a lot. So what does it mean to Meta to be able to have these protections in place for parents to be able to use for their kids?
We think it's hugely important. We have seen quite a bit of research that shows that parental involvement in teens' online experiences can actually be really beneficial for teens. And the fact is that parents want to be more involved. They want to have more visibility into what their teens are doing. The conversations that parents are having with their teens, it's not just about what happens at school, it's what happens online too. And so we think it's really important as a technology company to make sure we're constantly innovating to provide those tools to empower and support parents.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us this afternoon. Great tools, and we're happy to get that out to our viewers. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks so much, Amanda.
Yeah, you're welcome.